In a breakup, there are the desires of two people, the one who has abandoned and the one who has been abandoned. The abandoned person wants to leave, the abandoned person wants the abandoner back. There are two forces that come into confrontation between the two people. The image of the abandoner has a strong power of influence on the abandoned. The jilted person tries to resist it, but cannot. The power of the image that influences the abandoned person, the image of the abandoner, has a greater power than and causes a strong pull and desire in the abandoned person to return the partner. Influence of forces. It is difficult to resist the force, because there are no self-supporting resources in the person. Because of the hyperbolaization of one image in the mind of the jilted person, the others lose their power for the jilted person. Therefore, the weak person cannot do anything other than make steps towards the abandoned person, requests to return, promises to change, to improve, to give a chance, and so on. The abandoned at this moment cannot feel love for the weak. The person would be glad to feel it, but he cannot because of the processes that take place in his head. Deformation of the image occurs in the psychological field of the abandoned person. The image of the weak partner is distorted, loses its attractiveness, the power of influence on the strong. The man himself has little information in terms of self-analysis and understanding of himself. A woman at parting cannot say why she loses feelings for a man. The brain reads it as a loss of interest, attraction, feelings, love. If the abandoned person presses and tries to get to the abandoned person, the strong partner is thrown away from the abandoned person. The more steps and actions from the abandoned person's side, the more the abandoned person grows in rejection. Why does the abandoned person want to contact you, talk to you, explain everything to you? It all has to do with one thing. You are seen as an equal. Respect for you has grown and your importance has grown. That's why those who reach the end of all the stages see a desire to recover from the one who abandoned them. At the point of rejection, when you have pushed the other to the limit, you see aggression in your direction. You are seen through the prism of a devalued image. Therefore, logic will not work, no matter how much you try to convey your thoughts and love to the abandoner. It's all devalued to the abandoner and equals zero. That's not what's happening for you. In your head, the abandoner's image is idealized. You feel a strong pull. At the beginning of the relationship you were seen through the prism of the idealized image, now you are not. Unless there was a lot of pressure from you, the person leaves with a desire to break up and on a good note. You don't want that. You were once chosen as a favorite person, and now they offer to remain good acquaintances, without resentment and animosity. They want to get rid of all the burden that is placed on the person at the moment of his leaving you. If they go to someone, they hide the presence of a new person from you first. If you dig in the dirty laundry and poke the abandoned in his misconduct, a person would sooner want to close with you any possible issues and forget the story with you as a terrible dream. Do not fall for the thought, why am I suffering, and he/she there should live well with a new person, so only your image will spoil, which can lead to a bad outcome at a distance. A bad outcome when the person will remember your disrespectful behavior towards him, her. Let the person is wrong and the joint behind him, but you must understand what you are facing and how to solve such problems. You either learn how to deal with such challenges or you will continue to go around the world like prophets who have lost faith in God, crying out the cry of injustice of the world and the laws under which it works. Don't pursue the person after the breakup and don't take any hasty action. At a distance your relevance will grow, but it will not override the level of rejection you have created with your steps, actions towards the person. You benefit from your image having the opportunity to grow, so do everything you can to make it happen. Understand the processes rather than destroying your chances of recovery. The switching process itself is simple. You don't notice your mistakes. All of this causes your image to take on a negative valence. Your image is assigned negative qualities. What happens next is that the person's attention shifts. Here the brain is looking for an opportunity to get ease, pleasure without pressure and negativity. Later comes the longing and boredom. The person sees that he is connected with you with only negativity and nothing positive. If you press now and then, you meet with negativity in your direction and strong aggression. If even here you do not see the desire of the other, you begin to attack and defend yourself so that you do not come close. In your image they do not see anything positive, only minuses, shortcomings and disgust. After the breakup, if you have left all attempts to pursue the person and turned on your will and self-respect, you will notice that there is silence. The person who has abandoned themselves is nowhere to be seen. In these moments, there is nothing to prevent thoughts of you from popping up in the abandoned person's mind. Your image is no longer pressing on the person, it is the air that the person needed. The person who left is thinking of you in these moments. Not only the good moments come up, but also the bad ones. But the pressure from the bad ones is offset by the distance and lack of pressure from you at the moment of nostalgia. The priority is more for the brain to prioritize the positive moments. Because of this, during these periods, the person misses you a little bit. The negativity that accompanied the breakup goes away. The quitter feels a slight form of gratitude to you for everything you did. For all the things that bonded him and you in the past, for your love. The first queries of the abandoned person arise when there is little or no negativity with your image. There are no fears and overhanging plumb line for breaking up or leaving to another person. The person writes to you as there is no reason not to, no blocks. The first requests of a quitter are simple messages. You see that the person drops you a friendship request from social networks, likes your posts, photos, videos. In these moments, the person's brain throws up stages of when they had a good time with you. Nostalgia is going on, and the person wants to feel that connection again, which makes them nostalgic for the past. All this nostalgia is a scrolling of slides in his head when time was spent with you. Negative moments also come up that cause the men to apologize to you. Perhaps the woman did something that led to severe consequences, a fight, etc. All this also pops up in your head, and the man, when communicating, he asks you for forgiveness for his deeds. If your goal is to repair the relationship, don't respond. Relationship restoration can happen if you look at things as they are without illusions. The illusions themselves feed you the deception in the form that since he or she has written, called, she wants to repair the relationship with me. No, friends, that's self-deception. There will be thoughts that she doesn't know how to bring up the subject and where to start talking about us. That's also self-deception. If the other person needed something, they would have texted you. There are some people who mirror the dumped person at this stage. The person who quit posted a picture with the song on his or her stories, and the person who quit also posted a picture with the song on his or her stories. The person is playing the silent movie game, and it turns out there isn't even a production there. No reason or sufficient motivation to offer you a serious relationship or recovery right now. If you want to believe in a rosy world, you will meet reality, where the rabbit hole will be much deeper and sicker than you can imagine. It's history repeating itself. It will seem to you that here she has written, so she wants to come back and talk to me. Next thing you know, you don't realize when you could bring up the topic of you and her. You logically try to catch the moment, but you don't see the opportunity. The reason you don't see the opportunity is because on the other end the dumped person doesn't need what you need. By not observing the topic of rebuilding the relationship, your brain will amplify the signal, which stimulates your resentment to grow and drain in the form of a temper tantrum, resentment and pressure through pity. You will again try to snap and raise the topic of relationship and speak out to the person. Why did you write to me? You were not enough last time when you stuck a knife in my back, you decided to finish me finally, and so on. It is most effective not to play games with the other person to allow them to let go of the story easily. You are told, you are not needed, you walk away. You don't try to play the noble knight in shining armor. You are not a she/it for a long time. When you see the first inquiries, don't respond. Don't be afraid that the person will fall away. You need to think in other categories, not fears and illusions. Something prompted the person to write to you, write. Hear and follow the traces of these threads, not breadcrumbs that the one who threw them to you throws from his desk. Let the person pick up his own crumbs and eat them. You should be treated on a level where you are respected and seen as an equal. Thank you for learning about yourself and the universe with me. Trust yourself, listen to your heart and go forward with confidence and peace of mind. Give me a like and share this video with your friends if it was helpful to you. See you again on my channel where we will continue to explore the mysteries of spiritual development and growth. Goodbye, and may light and wisdom always accompany you on your path.